point, I choose to work with what I call culture changing voices. So
Ooh, yeah.
I'm over in my corner of the internet, just trying to make the world a better place, right?
Right.
So I like to think that I use my powers for good. So I
Yeah.
use my powers to amplify voices that otherwise would just get drowned out. Okay.
Yes.
In order to do that, I've got to find that weird. I've got to find, that's what I call it. I got
Okay.
to find what
Find the
they're
weird.
doing that's different or
Yeah.
a way that they're doing it that's different. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. So I'll scour their website. 8 times out of 10, I'm going to find it buried at the bottom of the about page.
Ah.
Always the first place I look, especially if it's a very filled front page, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
And
find it at the bottom of the about page. It's just like a throwaway. It's like an aside. Oh, and by the way, blah. And I'm like, and then I'll generally say, okay, so that little blah at the bottom of your about page, that's going to be your front page now.
hello and welcome to the True Wealth podcast, where we ask the question, what does it mean to be truly wealthy in this digital age of distraction and disconnection? I'm your host, Betty Cotton Birtles, blues singer, Buddhist, mum of two, and former global shoestring adventurer turned hypnotherapist and mindset coach. I believe that by healing our past and changing our beliefs, we may achieve not only the external successes, the house, the relationship, the money, the impact, but also internal success, the ability to actually enjoy our lives, because it's the joy and happiness that makes it all worthwhile. Join me as I invite friends, colleagues, and esteemed teachers to discuss means of enhancing enjoyment in our lives, following our inspiration as individuals to create whatever it is that lights us up, so that we might radiate that energy out into the world via our businesses or our day-to-day lives, with the intention that all beings may benefit. I believe that this is where true wealth lies. Welcome to the show. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the True Wealth podcast. Today's guest is, hey, do you know what? I'm getting into the habit of saying the exact same thing every single episode. And I think it's because I just seem to get the best human beings on the show. So what I was going to say, and what I do say very, very regularly, is today's guest is a very special person, very exciting. Um, I had the best time talking to her. It's Laura Eastburn, who is somebody that came into my world through Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, as so many people do. He's an excellent connector of people and good people at that. So Lara, she does Facebook and Instagram ads, and she ran Tad's or runs Tad's ads for him. So that's how I came across her. And then, yeah, I immediately thought she's so cool. And I got in touch with Tad and asked him if he'd connect us, and he did. Um, so this will not disappoint you. I absolutely love Lara. And since recording this episode, which was mm, back in June sometime, I'm gonna say, and now it's the end of July. So since then, Lara's actually come to Wales with her husband, Drew, for the Fire in the Mountain music camp in Aberystwyth. And they came and stayed near where I live with my partner and family. And we got to hang out. It was so much fun. So I can now say with even greater enthusiasm how amazing She is. And also, as well as being like the person for Facebook ads, she's also really, really amazing musician and plays banjo and did a little concert for Rob and I in our garden in our home in Wales. So back to the marketing aspect. On Laura's website, lauraeastburn.com, she calls herself the list building expert. And her tagline is super cool. I mean, it's kind of does what it says on the tin, I think. It says, speak human, win the internet. And obviously she's going to explain what she means by that and how she came to that. And it's quite cool. It she tells us about something that her grandfather used to say to her, which really inspired her methods of marketing. And on her homepage, it says, I believe the act of marketing comes with culture making, social, linguistic, and human responsibilities. So I'm already sold. I just love her straight away. Um, and she says, speaking human is culture changing and it works. So she's all about distilling our message, like clarity of message, and about presenting your like technicolor weirdness. This is how I get it. Like what is it that makes you so unique, so unusual? What is it that makes you stand out? And I feel like everybody's saying this, but somehow, yeah, it landed differently hearing it from Lara, but like really bringing your full spectrum personality, like the thing that makes you stand out, put it front and center. And then she would take that and that's what she would lead with on your ad campaign. So, yeah, I love her. She's so much fun. And and I've now also been invited to go visit her in Texas. So we'll see if that happens. But yeah, we hit it off straight away. And Lara and Drew took us out for dinner, and then we had so much fun that they came to our place the next day to play music in the garden, and we sang songs for each other. So we had an absolute ball, and I've already made a friend. So thanks once again to Tad for the connection. But yeah, without any further ado, I really hope you'll enjoy this conversation because I sure did. So here is my conversation with Laura Eastburn, Facebook and Instagram ads expert. Please enjoy. Hello and welcome to Lara. It's good to have you here. Thanks for being a guest.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
Oh, well, yeah. It's funny, one of my who was it? Amanda Scott, when I said to her, I'm so honored to speak to you, and she said, oh, that always makes me worry when people say that because they're going to be disappointed or something. But hey,
No,
anyway.
I feel like I'm in great company. Like I said,
Oh,
you interview the smartest people I know. So I do feel honored to be amongst them.
oh, bless you. Well, it's an absolute treat to have you here. I'm so happy you agreed. And for anybody who's not watching, because this will be on YouTube as well as our podcast, can you tell us a little bit? Because I'm seeing what's behind you and it's rather lovely. Can you just give us a little bit of a background about where you're calling in from? And it's very early morning where you are. So
It
where
is.
are you?
I've just watched the sunrise in Northeast Texas. So about 2 hours east of Dallas and an hour west of Louisiana. So I'm in the green part. And I live on this tiny little lake. So that's what I'm looking at because water keeps me calm. So, and I work out here because that's my view.
Oh my
And for
God. So
those of you who are watching and I look naked, I'm not. I
you
really have
do.
clothes on. I'm just it
I
just
was I
get
was
real
wondering
hot.
whether to mention that or not, because sometimes when Lara leans forward and the camera kind of cuts her shoulders are bare, so it totally looks like she's naked, which I love.
But it's just to raise your YouTube ratings. That's
Yeah, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Um, so good. And I see, and she has a hot tub behind her, and I'm guessing the sky's blue, although it looks kind of white. from the camera, but yeah, life is good in Texas, I'm guessing.
It
You're,
is.
you're working outside with a view of a lake. And I'll tell you what I'm looking at today. I am in West Wales, as most people listening will know already. And you're coming, aren't you, to Wales?
I'm so coming.
It's so
Yes.
exciting. We'll talk about that in a second. But today it's like a kind of classic Welsh day in that it's midsummer, but it's completely overcast, and I can't even see any blue. But all is well, and I'm happy. So, Lara,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, where should we start? Oh, I'm so excited. Where should we start? So, tell us, yeah, give us a bit of backstory. Tell us about what you do. I mean, what I love, I went to your website as I always do before, doing my due diligence and homework, and I'm looking at your homepage, and I love that the first thing that it says is "Speak human, win the internet."
It's a hell of a tagline, isn't it?
It's a good tagline. So give us a bit of backstory. Tell us what you do, kind of how you got to doing it, and yeah, just a bit of background.
Yeah, sure. Um, let's see. All I've ever done is run businesses. I started my first one when I was 12.
Really? 12?
Yeah, I think some of us are just born to build stuff, maybe. I don't know.
What was your business when you were 12?
I like made hair bows and sold them in the mall and one of those little
Oh,
kiosks. Um, yeah, that's why I borrowed
so
$100
cool.
from my mom to to do it. I broke even, but barely.
That is so cool. And obviously, we're going to dig in more to what happened after that. But just while we're here, before I forget, my daughter's 9, my eldest is 9, and she's got that. She's really, okay, I'll give you a tiny bit of backstory, which is that when I was little, I kind of inadvertently picked up this belief that anything that I produced would not be of value in the world. And that was
Mm.
like not a thing that anybody meant to go in, but it went in, and it was just because I was like I make perfume and stuff in the bath, perfume in inverted commas. This is like rose petals and water. And then I remember saying to my parents, I'm going to sell it. And they're like,
Mhm.
you know, and however it came out, whatever they said kind of went in the wrong way, I think. And I inadvertently ended up with a big block around selling, which I've had to unpick as an adult. And yeah, so it's interesting. What I really love, and now that my kids are kind of getting interested in that entrepreneurship, yeah, it's just like supporting them in like, well, you can create something of value. Like what is it going to be? And it's so exciting, and their brains are so creative. So yeah, I'm really excited to support my kids doing that. Anyway, go on,
I'm so
go.
glad you are. All
Yeah.
I try to do is get out of their way, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the rule. Like, if you're interested in something, it will be funded. Like,
Yeah, so
yeah,
cool.
my kids have a lot of hobbies because I was like 40 before I realized I needed a hobby.
Well, you were too busy growing businesses.
Exactly. I was like, I just like to work. I love to work. And then I was like, I don't know if that's awesome. Right? Like, I should be doing something else.
Okay. And so now I'm really curious to hear about the hobbies, but maybe we'll park that for now and carry on. So okay, so you're 12 and you started your first business selling hair bows at the mall. Um, what happened next? Where did it go from
Well,
there? What kinds of businesses did you get into?
right. That was my foray. And then I worked at the mall for a while and got like on commission and got sales. I was working 40 hours from high school on. So I learned a lot about telling the truth in sales, right? Because everything I know about marketing I learned from my grandfather. So I am super old school.
Uh-huh.
I just do it in a very new and ultimately modern space.
What do you
Uh,
mean by being old school? What do you mean by telling the truth? I mean, those are maybe questions that have an obvious answer, but I'm curious to hear
I mean,
more.
you'd think, but I guess it's not.
Yeah, like telling the truth is such a revolutionary act.
Yeah, well, so my grandfather was a salesman,
Uh-huh.
and also a preacher.
Mm.
And he did not see the difference. As he told me, as a preacher, he was selling hope. And
Oh.
and my grandparents raised me there at the end. And one day I think I was 16, he took me back out into the backyard for a walk. He would always tell me his wows, what he called his wows, his words of wisdom. And he
Oh my
said,
God. I love him. I love your
I know,
granddad.
he's
What
great.
was his name?
Lee Burns.
Lee Burns. Okay, great. Carry on.
And Lee's my middle name.
And Lee was my granddad too, so there's a nice connection.
Oh, love it. It's also what I named my children.
Both of
I
them.
gave them I gave them their own last name. No.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Yeah.
surname. Okay, sorry, digression. So carry on. So your granddad would take you out and tell him his wows.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
we're out, and then one day when I was 16, this is the one I remember the most vividly. He said, Laura, do you want to know how to get anything you want? And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I was like, duh, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just, your eyes light up. And he said, tell the truth and ask for help.
Yeah. Ah.
And, it took me half a lifetime to truly master that.
Yeah.
But it's really all I've needed when I look back on things.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell the truth and
tell the
ask for
truth.
help.
Yeah.
Like if we could just all live by that, the world would be a better place, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I still use everything he taught me today.
Mm.
So let's see. In grad school, um I started building a business called a Super Hooper. So the big adult sized hula hoops,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was at the beginning of that whole movement.
Okay.
I was like in the movie The Hooping Life when I was pregnant, which is my first one.
Wow.
No, second one. And so yeah, so we
So you're
built these.
selling hula hoops,
Yeah, we were
making,
built.
creating. Yeah.
Yes, great, because you had to still have to make them by
Right.
hand.
Okay.
So we were crafting and selling these adult-sized hula hoops, and at the time I really wanted an LED hoop, one of those that like lights up, because I was
Yeah.
performing
Oh,
in,
okay.
in Atlanta. But on a grad school budget, I couldn't afford one. But I was living with three guys who were Georgia Tech students. And so I just kind of brought the problem to them. It's like, this is what I want, but I want to be able to sell it for under $100. And at the
Uh-huh.
time, the only one was 400.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up building the first LED hoop under $100. I created the kind of tubing that we use now for those. And
Wow.
so that was one of my businesses. We went all around the country on a school bus, which we drove literally right
Oh my
into
God.
when we moved here, 13, 14 years ago. And
Wow.
now that school bus is the recording studio.
Oh my God, Laura. You're so cool. I love you already.
Life is life is wild, right?
That is so much fun.
I like you too, Betty.
Um, is it a yellow school bus? Because in my head, all buses in America are yellow. Is that true? School
They certainly
buses.
start out that way. Yeah,
School
they start
buses.
out.
Yeah. Okay, so it was,
Yeah.
but it's not anymore. Have you painted
Well,
it?
those guys that I lived with, right? We were all they also made fire sculptures. We were burners, like Burning Man, like that.
Yeah.
And so we needed a way to get all of our sculptures down to the burns. So one of the guys bought this school bus I think for like $3,000. And
Yeah.
then when we moved on to doing this business, we bought it from them and painted it. Let's see, it was already painted green, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's burgundy to match my house.
Mm. And it's a recording studio. Okay, I'll try and park that and we'll come back. I'm just going to write that.
Sorry, non sequitur was my nickname in grad
Yeah,
school.
well, I am the same. So, for anyone listening who's linear, I'm going to try my best. Okay, people, but
We always come back around.
we'll come back round. We'll come back round. So
Hoops.
school
Yeah.
bus.
So, but that particular industry was a wide open ocean. It was a blue ocean.
Was this online? How were you selling them?
Yeah. Online.
There's your dog coming into the video background. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. And so in business was, it was our little business was just fine. And then I guess it's like 2006, there started to be more and more hooping
Hmm.
company. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh shit. Oh, by the
Okay,
way, I cuss a bit. Is that okay?
that's fine. Carry on.
Okay. Um, it's like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to get on social media. I wasn't
Uh-huh.
on it at all. And so
Okay, so here it
like, but
begins.
I need a way to promote these hoops.
Uh-huh.
And so I was messing around with it. This was back in the day when, you could do an organic post and it would just get all kinds of
Oh,
reach, right?
yeah.
The glory
The
days.
glory days.
But so it was kind of hit or miss. And then one day I made this post. It was a picture from behind of my husband on the phone in front of the lake with my youngest, who was maybe like one, just, run around with no clothes on, because
Yeah.
that's how we lived.
Okay.
Um, from
Yeah.
behind. And I put the caption was something like, you already know we offer customer service 7 days a week, our sizing helps 7 days a week. But what you may not have known is that our little toddler's right next to us, or something like that.
Mm.
And it was one of those posts that just did really well. And because I'm such an such an academic and such an analytic person, I was like,
Mm.
why? I wanted to like
Mm.
take it apart. Why did this post work?
Mm.
And then I realized it's because it wasn't a picture of the hoops. It wasn't about how great the hoops were. And like all the hoops they're pretty much the same, right?
Yeah.
Like just like with today, with anything we're doing,
Yeah.
or especially product wise, they're all pretty much the same. The only way to distinguish ourselves, in my opinion, is with customer service.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't about the products themselves. It was about us as a family who was behind the
Yeah.
business. And that's when I realized, oh, people care about that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so that's where Speak Human when the internet comes from.
Okay.
Because I put that together with what I had learned from my grandfather, right?
Mm.
And I realized that, right, because I mean, this is early days, right? YouTube does not even exist at this point. And so,
What?
yeah,
Okay.
YouTube is 2006. It was about the same time,
Wow.
2004. I don't know. It was around there.
Mm.
And
Sorry, I just had to pause for a minute to just imagine that there was a time before YouTube existed.
right.
You
Well,
know, like,
I remember because this is how hoopers started to learn from one another. Before there
right.
was that, you had to be
Amazing.
there. That's why I was
Yeah.
on the bus was to go around.
Yeah. God. Okay, cool. So,
Um,
so yeah, speak.
so I
You,
just like started clicking for me, and I was like, right, this is the problem with selling
yeah.
online is that because of the because of this platform, folks are forgetting that on the other side of that screen are humans, and they're
Yeah.
failing to speak to them as though they are.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, wait a minute, if I remember that this is,
Mm.
I'm not just some anonymous whatever, and neither are they,
Yeah.
uh, then of course everything my grandfather taught me still applies.
Mm.
And it's like a lighthouse for me, when I have questions about what I should or shouldn't do, or like what I want to do or don't want to do. I mean, that's a lighthouse. I just, you know, am I speaking human? Right?
Right. Okay.
Then that's the litmus test that I want to pass.
Okay. So, can you define for people listening and me how does that work? How do you know if you're speaking human and what are some red flags? Like, how do you know you're not speaking human? What can we watch out for? Like, what's the opposite?
I think the most direct and reliable way of speaking human is to continue to ask that question every time we write copy,
Right.
right? So that's actually what led to the project that I called One Word. It's now my mailing list, and it's because my background is linguistics, so language is what I care about. And I started thinking about the vernacular that we use for sales and business, right? And it's very formulaic. It's very, it's jargon.
Mm.
And there's these sort of we have this inherited vocabulary that we use for sales and business, and it's what we're taught. It's what the internet says
Mm.
to do. It's what everybody
Hmm.
learns, and the stakes are so high. You don't want to do anything else, because the odds of failing in business are astronomical, right?
Right. Yeah.
So But what I found is everybody just sounds like everybody else.
Yeah.
Useful, like linguistically, it was not effective.
Mm.
And over time, especially with as I started getting Facebook ads clients,
Mm.
I would, I had to figure out how I was going to position them, and I would read their website, and over again, I'd have to say, right, because we're just going to tell the truth. um, I'd have to say,
Oh,
I'm so sorry, I don't know what you do, right?
wow.
I don't understand this, because
Yeah.
it would be um phrases like, back in the early days of life coaching, like live through your best life or get the
Yeah.
life you deserve, and
Yeah.
just all of that stuff. And I was like, I have no idea what that means.
Mm.
So just on a literal, like I know what it's supposed to mean,
Yeah.
maybe, right? But it was leaving the definition of these things up to the consumer, like just relying on them to
Right.
define them for you.
Yeah.
Um, in which case I don't, I wasn't confident that communication was actually happening.
Mm.
So, and I couldn't sell it if I didn't understand it. So, and I was having more and more of these conversations, and I was like, man, I want to start this project where I just look at these words. Where did they come from? Why do we use them? Um, and I ended up like creating three categories, right? They either come from uh, military. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah. Wow. Okay. Military. Yeah. I'm going to write
um,
them down because I'll forget otherwise.
yeah, things like carpet bombing and target audience, right? Those lots of them come from military. A lot of them come from industrialization. So that'll be, step by step, automated systems, formulas, models. And then the other category would be religious, right? And I saw
Right.
that a lot. So even the
Wow.
version, right,
Mm.
is a religious term. So I got to put them in those three
Conversion.
categories
Right.
to start with.
Interesting.
You're
Yeah.
right. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this one word at a time. I'm just going to do it like I did in grad school. It's going to be super brainy. And then I got nervous about it because it's like, who's going to want to read that? Like nobody's as interested in words as I am. There's no way.
Yeah.
And at the time, my business coach was Kelly Deals.
Hmm.
And she said to me some of the words that I just never forget them because I remind myself all the time. She said, Laura, you are allowed to be smart on the internet. It's like, fucking hey, Kelly, you are right. I'm doing this. It's going to be a blast for me. Why shouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
So that's what we do. It's called one word, and
Mm.
about once a month I take one of those words and kind of break it down etymologically, historically. Like, how did we come to use this word? Is it what we think it is? Is it what we mean? And so it's just a question that I ask uh, continuously.
Mm. Beautiful.
Is this what I mean?
I love language too. I'm a real geek when it comes to words too. And
Huzzah, here's
so
to you.
yay,
Let
yay. Um so I'm with you on that. And I did look through your archive of all the one words that I could
Oh,
see
cool.
just before this interview. And yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? A lot of those words. One of them, which one was it now? I thought to myself, oh no, I'm not going to agree with her on this one. It was resonate because I say that a
Ah,
lot, and I
yeah. I
realized that
expected a
that's
lot of pushback on that one, but
yeah,
I didn't get as much as I thought.
no. But what you offered as an alternative, I quite liked, which came from French, wasn't it? Was it rejoindre?
Yeah.
Like to meet where you are instead of to vibrate at the. I mean, I guess resonate is like vibrating at the same frequency or something, is it? That's how I tend to use it.
Yeah. That one was a tricky one. And definitely comes from I guess we could say it comes from the musical world, but it
Yeah,
comes from the religious and spiritual realm today.
yeah.
Yeah. And so
Go check out. So
words
anyone
that are
listening,
shortcuts,
oh, sorry, what was that?
words that are shortcuts, like
Shortcuts, yeah, and then we just use them automatically without,
without really examining them. That's all I'm advocating for is that we just
yeah,
examine the words we're using. I'm not saying there's bad words at all.
no. I love that. I really appreciate that. And, a lot of times people just use the words that other people are using who are in a similar industry, don't they? I mean, And particularly where AI is involved. I mean, it comes up with all sorts. I mean, when I have my limited use of it, when I've experimented with it, the kind of stock phrases it comes out with, and I just think that is not my voice at all. Anyway, maybe you've got,
I mean, it's a mirror. It's a mirror of the internet. That's what everybody uses. And it does such a disservice to us as the humans behind these businesses, right? First of
yeah,
all, it's not effective. Like you just glaze over it. You're not saying
right.
anything new, so it doesn't register with me at all. I
Yes,
can't tell you apart from your
yes,
colleagues. I
yeah,
don't know if you're for me because you haven't told me anything.
right. So
Sometimes I
you're,
think about
so
it like I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, so you're kind of not encouraging your clients to use AI. Is that a firm
No.
no? Oh, okay. So more, okay, go on, carry on.
Yeah, AI is a tool like all tools.
Yeah.
And I work with AI in lots of ways. So I'm running meta ads. I'm sorry, I'm going to pause. Can you hear my dog barking?
No.
Okay, he's barking back there.
Oh, no, it's fine, actually.
Is just I'm going to rely on you to tell me.
Yeah, it's not picking it up. Carry
So
on.
running meta ads, I've been working with Meta's AI for quite some time, right? From her infancy to now she's a teenager. We spend a lot of time together, so I call her she. I've given her a name. Um, and she doesn't talk to us, of course, but she, we get I get to read what she does,
Yeah,
right? So, and it is on me to interpret that.
yeah.
And in the future, that's exactly what will be needed. These
Mm,
are tools, but we will always need the people that know how to speak to them, the people that
right.
know how to read, understand what they're saying. In in this particular instance, it's data. I'm getting data,
Mm,
and I have to parse it. Somebody's got to make sense of it to synthesize it.
mm, yeah,
So it's like, here's 100 variables that happened in this campaign and figure it out, right?
yeah.
It wants to interpret it for me, but um it's not great at that yet.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. So it is. Yeah, I think it's with the creative bit, isn't it? When you get it to write copy, it just is. I mean, this is my experience that I just hate everything, and it's just actually wastes my time because I could have written like when I try and get it to write something for me, it takes so much longer because I'm so unhappy with what it's coming up with. And I mean, I just have given up on it, quite frankly. I'm like, make it sound more like this, make it sound more like that. And it's just like, you're rubbish.
Yeah, all AIs work off past data. So
Yeah,
it, it's only as good as what we give it.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So, where did we get to? Um, so Lara, you have got a knack for picking out what makes a business more human, I suppose. And do you lead then with what? No, I don't know. Tell us about that. What when you work with a client, what's that process like of if you're creating an ad campaign, how do you sieve through what you said was I don't know a lot of the time there's this like I don't even know what you're doing. So you're clarifying their message into something quite bite-sized, presumably, so that it just captures people. And you know what, human beings at the moment, our attention is so sparsely spread thinly that how do you do that? Like, how do you know what will get people's attention whilst and also whilst also speaking the truth. What was the other thing your granddad said? What was it? Tell the
And
truth
it's for help.
and oh, and ask for help. Oh
For
yeah,
help.
okay. Yeah.
Well, what I'm looking for is I call it, oh my gosh, my dog has just destroyed my umbrella.
Oh,
I call it finding your weird. I call it finding your weird. So when I've got a new client call, I'll go to their website and I'm looking for what they're saying that nobody else is saying, or looking for what they're saying that they're saying in a way differently than everybody else is saying it. So, at this point in my career, I have the luxury and room to choose, who I work with. And at this point, I choose to work with what I call culture changing voices. So
ooh, yeah.
I'm over, I'm over in my corner of the internet, just trying to make the world a better place, right?
Right.
So I like to think that I use my powers for good. So I
Yeah.
use my powers to amplify voices that otherwise would just get drowned out. Okay.
Yes.
In order to do that, I've got to find that weird. I've got to find, that's what I call it. I got to
Okay.
find what
Find the
they're
weird.
doing that's different, or
Yeah.
a way that they're doing it that's different. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. So I'll scour their website. 8 times out of 10, I'm going to find it buried at the bottom of the about page.
Ah.
Always the first place I look, especially if it's a very filled front page, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
And
find it at the bottom of the about page. It's just like a throwaway. It's like an aside. Oh, and by the way, blah. And I'm like, and then I'll generally say, okay, so that little blah at the bottom of your about page, that's going to be your front page now. Okay.
have you got an example that you could give for what that can be like? Is it
Um,
something, I mean, is it something about the person's backstory, or is it something about the work that they do?
yeah, sometimes, our weird's always going to be weird, right? They're different. So for instance, one time it was, a lady who was, what was it doing? She was doing a business that sort of catered to, um, gosh, I can't even remember now because we completely changed the the brand.
Okay.
And so at the
Oh wow,
bottom of
so
her
you're
page,
really so you're helping to change the brand actually.
not on purpose,
No.
and it doesn't always need to be that way. Some folks have their messaging down,
Yeah.
but every once in a while, yeah, or a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Let's tell
It's
the truth, a lot.
confusing. It's confusing, isn't it? People are
But
just
at the bottom
confused.
of her about page, it was like, oh, and by the way, I'm this sort of alphabet soup, right? So like LGBTQIA, ADHD, all of these other
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
And but the point is that was kind of her whole perspective. That was
Yeah.
her paradigm for approaching her work. And so mainly I ended up saying, like, look, I'm just gonna need you to make this a whole lot gayer. Okay. Because I can see that's who you are.
Yeah, that's who she wanted to present. That was a key piece. Yeah.
And it's important for those that she works with that
Yeah.
are looking for that, to know that. So sometimes I look at it, a lot of times I look at this as though it's a dating profile, right? It's
Right.
your business dating profile for your clients. If you tell them, if you tell your clients you like pina colada and long walks on the beach, then you're telling them it's a cliche.
Yeah.
It's so how are your people gonna find you if you don't put yourself there? So I want to pour as much of them into their messaging as possible.
Yeah.
And um yeah.
And how is that met when when you presumably you go to their website and you're like looking for the thing, and then when you find it and you bring it and you say, okay, in maybe I need you to make this a whole lot gayer, or I need you to, or how about leading with this thing that you probably just thought was a throwaway comment. Do you find that there's resistance to that, or do they tend to love it? I mean, how does that get received?
I met with a lot of resistance. I don't, yeah, that's not true. I mean, I'm always a little nervous, that they're going to take this the wrong way. Sometimes I'll say, this may not be what you want to hear, but I feel like I owe it to you to tell you what I see here. And this is what I see. This is where on your website, my interest, my curiosity peaks. I'm looking for what generates curiosity.
Yeah,
Like, what do I
sure.
want to know more about?
Mm,
So, and usually, I mean, look, all I'm really saying is like, hey, how do you feel about being more yourself here? And
right.
generally, they're
Yeah.
like, Yeah, that'd be rad. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I met with someone recently who teaches folks to heal through nature, right?
Mm.
Like long walks or
Hmm.
trips like this or hiking or visiting the mountains, but just healing through nature. And that's super cool, right? Except at the bottom of her about page, she's a cancer survivor. She came to all of this because, she was freaking out about death and all this other stuff, and she started going for walks. And this is what,
Mm.
like, why in the hell are you not telling that story?
Yeah.
Right?
Why do you
Because
think, sorry, can I jump in? Like,
of course,
why do you think people don't lead with that?
because they don't see it modeled I mean, look, there's lots of us that do this, but we're not the loudest, right?
Mm.
Um, so we don't see it modeled. We see on the internet, they see everybody that's making money and they're talking about their
Mm.
six figures and their like, laptops on the Greek islands. Like it's a cliche itself. It's
Yeah.
the version of the guy in front of his Lamborghini, but for women. And so they see that and they're like, I have to do it. This is how you make money.
Yeah.
And the stakes are too high. So then there's people like Tad Hargrave that are out there directly speaking to the folks that are like, ooh, gross, no. Like I need to make money, but I need to feed my kids. I need to pay my mortgage, but I can't do that. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do that. And so then they just get stuck.
Yeah.
Um, and I think, and most of the people that I work with find themselves in that position as well.
It's really interesting because this my work kind of crosses over with yours at this point, at the point at which people feel really uncomfortable to be seen as who they are. And, I don't know if that's why I was asking about, how is it received when you pick up on a thread that they've maybe hidden and then you're saying lead with that, that can feel, I'm kind of imagine, as we all do, just imagining it for myself. There's certain parts of my story I kind of think, well, that is interesting and I would be really interested in that. But somehow if I lead with that, that's going to make me I don't know, arrogant, like it's like not, I don't know what it is, but there's a sense of like I shouldn't put that front and center.
Hmm. Well, I
Maybe.
mean, it's certainly understandable that folks would be hesitant about it. It's why we
Mm,
don't start there.
yeah.
Like, because the consequences are real.
Yeah.
Putting yourself on the internet in this day and age is a scary thing to do. Um,
Totally. Yeah.
so we arm ourselves. That's armor. It's what I call the virtual business suit, right? So
Yeah.
then you know what you do, you know why you do it, you know why it's important.
Yeah.
But then you go to put it on the internet and all of that just kind of, no, I can't say that. I can't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so slowly the virtual business suit comes back on.
Yeah.
And you end up saying absolute nothing at all.
Yeah.
What happens? And
Yeah.
so there's that fear, and I respect that fear. It's very real.
Mm,
Um, but the consequences of not putting ourselves out there is the way
yeah.
that I like to look at. Like, you're not going to sell anything.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
going to blend in. You're not going to stand out. You're not going to be able to pay that mortgage and feed your
Mm.
kids. Um,
It's
and so
interesting.
and it's a weird space to occupy.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm
Also,
sorry.
sorry, Laura.
I'm so talkative.
Me too. Um, Shall I go? Are you?
Please,
Yeah.
please.
I was just thinking, and Tad Hargrave talks about the marketplace as, and drawing the comparison between, and he, in fact, his book that's going to come out at some point is called Restoring the Beauty of the Marketplace. And,
Oh,
I love
God, what a
that.
great title.
Yeah. Right. Oh God, am I
Great
allowed to
title.
say that? I hope I'm allowed to say that. Um, ah, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, restoring the beauty of the marketplace. And like when you think of a in-person market in a square somewhere, and everybody's just talking to each other and they're talking about what they do and like saying, oh yeah, well, this is what's happened since I last saw you. And there's all this conversation happening. And somehow that is less threatening to our nervous systems. Like that feels good, doesn't it? Like being in a marketplace like that and hearing about maybe your favorite cheesemaker, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever somebody's selling, you go to this market, you can talk to them, you can hear about how it's been for them, um, and presumably, and then they feel comfortable in sharing that. But something about it being online changes that feeling, doesn't it? Because I'm like, with reason, with absolute reason, because people are mean online, like in a way that they're not in person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the consequences are real. Cancel culture is real. Like all of that stuff is real. But what you're talking about that and or what Ted's talking about is exactly that. It's that speaking human. And at the very beginning, when I was trying to figure out how to inspire clients, right? Like how to get them to get started in writing something different, right? Because I didn't know at the beginning. I had to figure it out. I would say, okay, how would you tell me this at a bar? Okay,
Right. Yeah.
we're across from the we're across from the table from one another. We've got
Yeah.
a whatever in our hands, and I'm like, man,
Sorry, you've got a what
I
in your hand?
a whatever,
Oh,
whatever whatever you
I
drink in
thought
your
you were
hand.
gonna like give away your favorite drink there, but whatever. Yeah. Go on.
Whatever you drink.
Yeah.
And like, oh, I'm having so much trouble with, blah. And you're like, oh, Laura, you know what you can do for that? Like, how would you tell me that across a parcel? And
Right.
that generally will get them started. Or just when I meet with them, I'll be like, this is a wild thing that you do. Like, you've got to tell me how did you start this? And in that story is generally they're weird.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
If I don't find it at the about page, I'll find it there. Because
Yeah.
some folks will completely sterilize their online presence to where it has so little, right? Won't even put their pictures on their
Yeah.
website.
That is weird, isn't it? That is.
Well, it's understandable too. But
I think
I'm
it's weird when it's a kind of therapeutic work and of some or a coach even, you for me, I'm like straight away, I just want to see this person. I want to watch a video of them. And when you scroll through and you just can't find a photo or a video, how are you gonna make the decision to hire that person?
exactly. Well, I need to know
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah. I want to
I
feel
need to know
you.
about you.
Yeah.
So, the lady who comes to healing through nature through her own journey, that's something I understand.
Yeah.
That because you could be somebody who took a life coach course 6 months ago. Like I don't and just
Yeah.
decided to do this. And that's prevalent, right? In all of
Mm.
our industries, we're surrounded by charlatans. We're surrounded by people that are just there. Um, uh, to make money or whatever, but so many others of us are passion based. We do
Mm.
this because we're passionate about it. And I bump into a lot of folks that are so passionate. That's how it started with hooping, right? All these other businesses. That's how I get into ads, right? So all of these new businesses started coming up in hooping, and then I started seeing them fail. And
Mm.
I believe in competition, so I got really, there's enough for everybody. And so I got really concerned that they were failing, and I started reaching out to them. And it's like, just because you're passionate about something does not mean you know how to run business.
Yeah.
Running a business is there are lots of parts of it that suck, tedious.
Oh my
You
God.
get
Yeah.
into it because you love this thing, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I kind of want to do all this stuff, or I don't know how. And the
Yeah.
people out there teaching it um, aren't teaching stuff for us. They're not talking to small businesses. They're cookie cutter formulas that they're trying to put on every business, and to me, that's the death of a business right there.
Yeah, totally. So we need to lead with our weird, is what the big takeaway here. Like just
I
totally.
mean, that's one phrase that's on my naughty list. Is probably need to and should to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When I hear myself saying those, that's a red flag to me, right? I'm
Yeah,
only
sure.
responsible for my own language, but to me, if I say, "Oh, I should," like,
Yes.
whoa, whoa, or "Oh, I need to," nope, 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 nope. I have to go back and examine that one. So those are like
Yes.
blaring,
I was
blaring
being
top
very
ones for
lazy
me.
with my language there. Let's try again. it would be helpful to show the bits of us that are unusual,
It is effective
effective. Yeah.
and it is fucking fun.
And it's fun,
So
right?
fun.
Yeah, so much more fun.
Once you get past the fear of it, or maybe we never get past it. Like for
Yeah.
instance, I don't do video. I can't. I have a serious block about it.
Mm.
It's not like a thing I want to take a course about.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a thing I've accepted about
Yeah.
myself.
And that's
So
fun.
right now I can speak to you because I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
but to speak into the ether,
It's weird.
it's weird for me.
It's weird. Yeah.
Weird for me. It's why I don't like recording music because I can't. I'm not playing for someone. So my husband has to come into the recording studio with me
And you
because the
can,
way that I play and the way that I sing changes depending on my audience. And if there's no
okay.
audience, I don't know what to do.
I feel like that is so important what you just said there because I know exactly what you mean.
Right?
And like even so something happens when it's a communication. Like there's
Mhm.
magic when it's communication, when it's received by another human being. And yeah, and it's natural and normal, I think, that that something, that sparkle, that something is missing when it's not actually being, being transmitted and being received by somebody. It's very interesting.
It's a give and you take, if
Yeah.
I can't see, if I can't, I depend so much on body language too. If I can't see you, I don't know if my jokes are landing. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
actually interested in what I'm saying. So, and it's not like I want to conform myself to the listener, but I do want to be aware of
Yeah.
my audience and what's around me.
And that's a natural human thing, isn't it? To be aware of how the other person is and know like, oh, they're bored, I'm going to stop now. But that's, yeah, it's interesting. We need to overcome in a way. Yeah. Oh, so much to say. All right. So this is also why it's so helpful to get support from somebody because then you have communication with another human being and another human being who's walked the path ahead of you, who can be a guide, is always so helpful, obviously. And also, there's something which my partner Rob and I always joke about this. Have you heard of the Pygmalion effect?
I'm sure I have, but it's been a minute. Remind me.
So the Pygmalion effect, we always laugh about it because I always talk about it. Is the idea that when it's like when you're being experienced by someone that when somebody's respecting you, kind of like you rise to meet that respect. And so something about their respect of you and the way that they're perceiving you at a higher level makes you that higher like level. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling, oh no, not self-fulfilling, but like a yeah, it's kind of weird how it happens, but this is why coaching works, I think, or why any kind of relationship where you're hiring somebody. So like if I hire you and you're an expert, then I don't know, there's something about you see something in me and then I rise to become that thing. And then that lifts the coachee, as it were. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. I didn't know it was called that. I call it teaching to the front of the room. So when I was a professor, so I taught French.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh,
And
you
when I
taught
was
French. Oh, nice.
yeah, French linguistics. And so when I was teaching, you have a decision to make, right? Who are you going to talk to in the room? Do you teach to the lowest common denominator? That's the guy who like has to take this class and like doesn't really care.
Yeah.
Do you teach to the highest denominator, right? The person who's like so gung-ho about this and really into it and like
Yeah.
loves it. Or do you teach to the middle of the room and sort of like somewhere in between? In my mind, you always teach to the front of the room because they're there for it, right? They're into it.
Yeah.
And those who are somewhere in the middle are going to rise to meet that level. Um, and maybe some in the back too, but you never know. You can't count on it.
Mm.
So exactly that. And it's also part of speaking human, right? And remembering that the person on the other side of that screen is a human and deserves respect and doesn't want to be talked to like any idiot. Doesn't
Mm.
want to, and that's most of the language, right? Is the most of the language for sales. No, I don't like the word most. So much of the
Mm.
language that we use in marketing and business is pedantic. It assumes that you're dumb.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like just the whole idea of pain point marketing makes me so sick. It's so gross.
Right.
Right? I mean, they teach folks to find the pain point and stick a fork in it and turn it. And it's like, oh, come on. Why would you
Yeah.
do something like that?
Oh, it's
Uh,
horrible, isn't it? It's so horrible. And have you been victim to that kind of thing before? Because I know I have. Have you fallen for it?
I mean, maybe when I was younger, now that it's my
Yeah.
job, it's
No.
just,
Yeah, you can't
it's
now.
all legible to me.
Yeah.
Um, and linguists just sort of examining the language that's used. I mean, it tells us so much.
Yeah.
It tells us so much. So, like the act now or you'll regret it or,
Oh, it's
that kind of stuff. Or it's like, it treats me as though I have no decision-making
right.
capacity, as
Y-
though I need to be saved. So
Yeah.
my advertising, I start with the idea that the person on the other side of the screen is as smart as me, right?
Yeah.
As emotional as me,
Yeah.
as discerning,
Mm.
and people recognize it. They
Yeah.
tell us that it's impossible to stand out on the internet.
Yeah.
I believe the exact opposite. It's like so easy, especially on these platforms. You tell the truth,
Yeah.
and that is so rare that the humans on the other side of those screens, they recognize it. They know. They know.
Mm.
They know when you're blowing smoke up their ass, and they know when they're being treated well. Um, or like equals, right?
Yeah.
They know it, they respond to it, and it works every time. And literally breaking records by just telling the
You're
truth.
breaking records, did you say?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us
I'm
about
getting
that.
incredibly good at doing this one thing.
Uh-huh.
As my grandmother said, well, she wouldn't have said it like this, but it's how I paraphrase it because she was a preacher's wife. But she says, it was like you can do one thing extremely well
Mm.
or many things half-assed.
Hmm.
So I took the route of I wanted to be the best at one thing.
Yeah. So, um,
Don't ask me to cook dinner, but I can make you I can make you a list building ad.
great. I'm like, okay. Okay, Laura, take my money. Let's go. Uh, all right. So for somebody who like me, who's like, okay, oh my God, I'm so excited about the prospect. I mean, what I love about, and you talk about non-transactional list building. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I
Yeah.
love talking about that.
Okay, go.
I made that up. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. So well, for people who aren't sure what that means, um, like how you get freebies to get on people's mailing list. You get like a free PDF download or what is it?
ebook
What are the ebook? Yeah,
and
a
meditation.
meditation. Yeah. Okay. And I'm actually doing this. So now this is really where it gets juicy because it's a recorded class that is my freebie that's on my website. So tell me why that's not a
I
good
wish it.
idea.
Well, I mean, it can be a good idea. Like there are no hard and fast rules here, except for
Yeah.
one, which is the only thing that you should do, right? There's that word
There's
again.
the
The only
should.
thing,
Yeah.
the only thing that you should do is the thing that works for your business.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I mean, I'm really good at what I do, but I don't know your business. I
Yeah.
don't, and as soon as there's a rule,
Yeah.
there's another cliche, right? So
Okay. So tell us why you tend to prefer what is non-transactional? Like,
Right. So transactional opt-ins, an opt-in is someone signing up for your newsletter. The opt-in that most folks will be familiar with is that it's transactional because I say, you give me your email address, I will give you this thing for free. Okay. And that's a particular economy, right? I'll give you this, you give me that. When the thing that you want is for them to be interested in your stuff, right? Your voice,
mm,
your thing, the way that you're approaching your industry. Um, which is why I need to find it. So I want them to sign up for your voice. I want them to sign up because the thing that you're saying and doing in the world is not being done anywhere else or in the way that you're doing it. I want them to be on your list because they want to be there. I don't want to build you a list of people that wanted a free thing.
yeah.
And it's not wrong to want a free thing. Give them the free thing in your welcome email.
Mm,
I don't care. That's
mm,
great. It's like welcome. Here's the swag bag,
mm-hmm,
right? Welcome to the
mm-hmm,
party. Here's your swag
mm-hmm.
bag. So deliver it. Absolutely. I actually want to get you in front of your people as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because if I don't meet you, I have no idea if I trust you. I don't know if I like you. I don't know if you speak in a way that moves me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to get you in front of them quickly. I just don't want it to be the reason that they sign up for your email list. You're
Uh-huh.
paying for every one of those.
Mm,
You're also then paying to email them.
mm-hmm.
Um, and there's no reason anybody should be where they don't want to be.
Yeah.
I love unsubscribes. Bring them
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Right.
If I don't get them, if I don't get unsubscribes or replies, then I worry that I did something wrong.
I love that. That's such a good and helpful reframe, isn't it? I was literally just saying to somebody before this call, like, you know what? I think I'd just been reading your website, and then I had this call with somebody, and I said, I think you need to just clean out your email list. Just like if they're not engaging, just it's time to let go. Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
It's great,
I
isn't
mean,
it? Like, hooray, they've unsubscribed. That's one person less to kind of worry about, you know? It's kind of cleaning it, isn't it? It's making it more engaged.
let's free up everybody to go where they want to go.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the last reaction I want folks to have when I put something out into the world is meh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want you to either love it or hate it. But I don't want it to be like, no, nobody's going to say about Laura Eastburn, like, she's fine.
Yeah, right.
Either like, oh my God, I can't deal with her at all, or she's the best.
Yeah.
Um, or
Do
she's
you
so much
have you
fun.
have
Something.
do you know what Marmite is, Laura?
Marmite. Oh, right. That's a Australian thing, right? Or is that the
No,
UK?
that's Vegemite.
Okay,
So
so that's the UK thing.
yeah, well, this segues nicely into the last thing I wanted to talk to you about, which is you're coming to Wales. Um, and so, yeah, be like Marmite is often what I like to say. Marmite is renowned for either you love it or you hate it. And there's like
Mm,
no middle way. You're firmly in either of those camps. So,
word.
like, yeah,
Well, to be clear, I don't want anybody to hate me, right? But
no, no,
but I want to be so present that if
yeah,
I'm not for you, that it's clear for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
right? And so
right.
then you can make that decision. It is so hard for businesses to make decisions
Yeah,
about who they're going to work with
yeah,
because the because we put so little of ourselves into our brands,
yeah.
and you're just looking at them. You're like, well, I could pick her. I could pick her. It helps me to know which way to go if you tell me who you are.
Right. So this is the crux of it all. It's like it's actually kind. It's
Yes.
actually a kindness to be like Marmite, to be love it or hate it. Well, okay, maybe not hate, but to make it clear, make it easy for people to know which camp they're in, because that frees up like bandwidth in their life for them to find the thing that does excite them. You know, and there's so much noise, isn't there, in the world? We get so many emails. Like, that's actually a kindness. Like, be weird, be extreme, and let them go if they don't
I
love
think
it.
I feel like it is my responsibility to tell
Yeah.
folks who I am. I go, I don't want you to get on the call with me and then realize I've got the potty mouth to of all potty mouth. I want, or I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you the way it is.
Yeah.
If you're someone who wants to go, needs a lot of hand holding,
Yeah.
that's part of your process. Like, probably not going to be for you. I'm going to
Yeah.
be, if you're somebody who loves clear communication, uh, absolute transparency, you want to know where your
Yeah.
every dollar is going and why I'm making these decisions, I'm your girl,
Yeah.
right? Communication is the hill that I die on.
Yeah. Ah, so good. I love that. So just, yeah, throw it all out. Like just be unapologetically yourself and see what happens. I love that.
See what happens. Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah. And I did this podcast interview with somebody called Jeffrey Van Dyke. Do you know of his work?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know Jeffrey.
You know him, Laura. Do you know him?
Yes. How did I meet him? Oh, I was on a thing with Ted and
Yeah.
him. And then I reached out to Jeffrey and I was like, dude, you are so cool. Like, can we hang
Yeah.
out? I'm gonna be in LA next week. And we totally had lunch and had a lot in common. He's a really groovy guy.
Oh, great. Okay, so you know him better than me. That's so cool. But I had him on the podcast, and one of the things he said has stayed with me. Yeah, it's really stayed with me, which is like, a lot of us, when I say us, like, do I need to define that? Like outsider, I don't know if I'm maybe like a bit, I'll speak personally. I've spent a lot of my life feeling like an outsider, like a bit of a weirdo, like, somebody on the periphery. Everyone else is just getting on with their thing, and I'm kind of out there doing weird stuff. And one thing that
Thank you
he's,
for your service.
hey,
Thank you for your service. We need people out there doing weird stuff.
um, one thing that Jeffrey said was like, let me see if I get this right. It was about some needing to crest the wave. Um, It's like I think what he meant by it was, and I'm going to have to go back and get the exact quote, but it was about needing to, like, once you crest the wave, sometimes you've got to get up and crest the wave in order to look around and see that you're not alone, that there are other people. I'm really butchering this. He said it much more eloquently, and people listening, go back and listen to Jeffrey Van Dyke episode. He's great, but it was about finding your people, and I think a lot of us spend a lot of our lives feeling like not belonging or something, and
Mm.
then he said that he had to get to this certain level, and when he got to the level, then he found his people. He like the journey to get there was maybe hard, but when he got to the top, then he found the people, his tribe.
I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the more we can speak human, the more quickly we find them because there's that
yeah,
profile, right, of our
yeah,
businesses and I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize that. That's what I'm looking for.
yeah,
Tad says, I'm going to paraphrase, but it's something like the first job of copy is to get rid of most people.
yeah.
I
Right.
100% agree with that. That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
Mm,
And that's the responsibility I'm trying to meet in these campaigns, in
yeah.
these spaces where it's just, not what a lot of us would call quality content. In
Yeah.
the in these spaces where that's true, when you come out and say, this is the way I'm looking at the world, like tell the truth. I think, this thing that's maybe not the status quo. And the people that think that as well are like, oh, thank Jesus. Thank God
Yeah.
that's what that's the way I think about
Yes.
it. And that's
Finally,
what,
somebody's saying it. Yeah.
and they sign up for your list for that,
And they
for your
love you.
voice, for the way that they look at the world, for the way that you look at the world, and not for your PDF.
Yeah. So good. So good. Oh, I love it. Um, so I think that we've gone over time slightly.
It's
Laura,
really? Oh, that went by
yeah,
so
I
quick.
know. I was confused as
I'm
well about time.
linguistically fascinated by whales. Already know I'm not going to be able to pronounce a thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Laura told when I reached out to invite her on the podcast, she said she was going away. And then it turned out she was coming to Wales. So have you been before?
No,
No.
no,
Have you been to
no.
Britain before?
Oh yeah, I've been to London for conferences and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't love the city. I don't love the cities. I like when I
Yeah.
travel, I like to go, to the middle of nowhere and stay for
Okay.
3 months until the bartender knows my name, and
Yes.
but
And
we're going
so,
for a music camp on the top of a mountain.
right. So, yeah, you're going to this like very niche music camp, I think, by the sound of it. I've never been, but friends of mine know it. And it's quite a small gathering. And is it Americana and folk? Is that the vibe?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's certainly what I would call Americana. I think they call it old-timey music, which works for me as
Oh,
well.
timey. Oh,
Yeah, it's
banjo.
fiddle and banjo and
Oh,
there's
so good.
guitars too. My husband plays the dobro, so he'll be
The
bringing that.
what?
The dobro. It's
Dobro.
the resonant guitar that you play laying across your lap.
Oh, yeah, like slide,
You can certainly slide on it, but
but it's not.
it's not an
Okay,
electric slide. It looks like a
cool.
regular guitar. It's just different.
And do you make music with him, with your husband?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm in a
Yeah.
band that's been together for more than more than 21 years. Because I was asking the guys the other day, like, how long have we been together? And Ransom Jackson said, Laura, our relationships can drink. We've known each other that long, 21 years. So in America. Uh,
Oh.
so we got together like when we all lived in the same place, but since then
Mm.
we get together once a year. So 5 friends from 4 states come together once a
Uh-huh.
year to put out an album in
Wow.
3 days. And we do an album
Wow.
we write separately and then kind of come together. We've known each other so long, we just get each other. So it's the most fun.
Oh.
We call it Music Weekend, which is the name of our band now, Music Weekend.
Oh, so sweet. I love that. And then you're recording it in your bus.
Oh, we have started doing that, or wherever we go. Sometimes we
Okay. Oh,
we
you go
travel
oh,
to
nice.
record.
What fun
So
to make a tradition like that.
yeah, and then I've got this little solo project because I learned to play banjo
Oh, have
during
you? Cool.
during COVID because I
Yeah.
couldn't get together with my guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to be able to play an instrument to come.
Mm.
I'm a songwriter, but
Mm.
I would just sing it and they would play it. And then I was
Yeah.
like, I can't make music without them. This is awful. I need to be able to make music without them.
How's it going playing banjo?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah. Uh, it's cool because I make different kind of music when I'm just by
Mm.
myself. So that was my hobby that I picked up at 40.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah.
See, I told you we'd
You,
come around.
oh, yeah. Well done. So good. I'm glad you remembered. Um, Beautiful. Well, I feel like that was so nice. I really enjoyed that, Laura. If if somebody, I mean, if somebody's listening and they're really curious about Facebook ads or whether, and what I love about from looking at your site, what I came away with the amazing testimonials at the bottom, like saying, "Oh my God, you know, the vibe I got was like, I wish I'd worked with Lara sooner."
Hmm.
you know? So how does a person know when they're ready to invest in somebody working with somebody like you? Because it's an ongoing commitment, isn't it? It's like you like to work with people over, well, tell us.
You, right. So with the non-transactional list building deal, for list building, it's never too early to start, right? When it comes to list building, I want you to have started yesterday
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's the only data you'll ever own. If these platforms or whatever platform you use to tell people about your work disappears tomorrow,
Yeah.
we always have our lists and a way to speak to our people.
Yeah.
It's it's the most valuable asset I think that we have. Um, so and you can't sell anything if there's nobody to sell it to. So
Mm,
we're creating this group of people that are way into what you do and the reasons that you do it, and then you share values, and that's what we're trying to create there. So you can start anytime at all. With solid messaging, right? You need solid messaging. If we're not quite there, then that's what I'm here for.
what did you say? What messaging?
Solid,
Salad.
SOLID, solid.
Oh, sorry.
Is that my southern accent
I
letting it?
guess it might have been. I thought you were saying
I
salad. I was
I
like,
call
what
it
the hell is that?
I call it distillation. So we're gonna take your
Yeah.
message, we're
Oh,
gonna
beautiful.
distill
Yeah.
it into this high octane gulp of goodness that your people are gonna understand
Yes.
and get excited about.
Yes.
Um, that's what I care about is, does it generate curiosity? Does it make me want to know more?
Yes. Mm.
Um, yeah. So distillation. So if you've got if you know why you're doing what you're doing, okay,
Yeah.
then you're good to go. You just need an email list, and we can get going.
Okay. So that's it's never too late. It's never too
Never
early.
too late, and it's never too early.
Okay, both things for the list building. And there's something exciting new and exciting on the horizon.
Yes,
What's
yes, yes,
going
yes.
on? What's the new and exciting in Lara's world?
Well, so the list building campaigns that I normally run are um, sometimes too large for folks, right? So there's sometimes it's too fast, like too many leads. Like their systems aren't ready for it. This kind of thing shines a big honking light on all of your systems, and there's always holes, which is useful in itself, right? To be able to see them. Sometimes it's too fast, or sometimes it's just too expensive, right? The ads themselves are extremely affordable, but I cost more.
Yeah.
So, and that's like it's just a weird catch 22 that folks find themselves in at that particular moment in business where they need people to know about what they do, right? And posting organically is not gonna it's not gonna get there. It's not gonna
Oh,
get you there.
no.
Um, you don't have to post all day long and every day. You really don't. I post maybe once a month.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It does nothing for my business to sit
Yeah.
there and post all day. I've got other things to do.
Yeah.
Um, but so they're in this catch 22 of like, I need the ads to get the clients, I need the clients to pay for the ads. And it's this, awful kind of circle feedback loop that's very difficult to get out of at this crucial moment in their business, right? It's this make it or break it. Like, I'm either gonna
Mm,
stick with this or not. And
mm,
like I said, I've run so many businesses. I know what that moment feels like, and I know how important it is. And that moment is when we need something like this, just a little helping hand, just like some way to get out of that organic bubble, right? Where the
hmm.
same people are seeing your stuff over and over and over again. It's the only way to do that is with money. Okay.
Yeah.
Meta has no incentive to advertise your business for free. Neither does anybody else. So I created Pace and Prosper, which is designed for smaller businesses with smaller budgets. And it's a way to just get that process started. We work on your messaging and your ad images, and then we make a very like minimally viable campaign that is still breaking records. We're still bringing in
Really?
hundreds of leads. Yeah, and I think hundreds of leads a month because I think it's because the clients themselves are
Hundreds a month. My God.
easily at $10 a day. So but I think that it's
And
actually
and they're
working.
obviously they're like good leads, like well qualified, like
Yeah,
leads of people who adore what you're saying.
yeah, that's why they signed up.
Oh my God, Laura. This is
But
so cool.
this is a track. The reason I think it's working well, and what I mean is breaking, I anticipated when I started it, I was like, okay, if this brings in 100 leads a month, I'll be super happy. So I
Yeah.
advertised it at like 50 to
Yeah.
75 or 100, I think is what I said.
Yeah.
But they're doing that in the first 7 days because I think, the
Seven
reason
days.
for, yeah, 90% of folk, yeah.
Oh my God.
Um, because I think it's working because the business owners are so involved in the messaging
Yeah.
process. So generally, sometimes I just, with a full scale client, I just do it. I just do it.
Yeah.
I'll work with you, like, does this feel
Yeah.
right? But they're very much more like, you handle that. I got other stuff
Yeah.
to do. And those work extremely well too. But
Yeah.
there's something about having these folks involved in it and really down in the weeds with me
Yeah.
and learning these linguistic tools that kind
Gosh.
of helps them across the business, I
Must be
think.
amazing. Yeah.
I'm having a blast.
Are you? Good.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
so good, isn't it? Like when work gets to be so much fun.
Oh, it's not even profitable for me right now. But I get to really work with folks and to get these amazing voices that are saying something that's going to make this world a better place,
Oh, Laura.
get them out of that tough spot and
Yeah.
into a place where they can afford me, right? That's
Oh,
that's the
oh yeah.
investment that I'm making in the people that are working to change
Oh,
our culture.
that is so beautiful. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Like, I can feel your intention there to bring about change. And, I feel the same as you that a lot of the people who will make the most change in the world are the people who without the access to the resources and like to have a I don't know if it's a lost leader, but something that yeah, to a first step on the ladder that makes it accessible. I mean, that is yeah, it just makes me very warm and gooey inside. Like just, hope, I think, that hope of like actually we can all support each other, we can all help each other. And actually when we do that, yeah, I get excited about that.
Nobody else will.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Tell- we got to tell the truth and ask for help.
Yeah. Tell the truth and ask for help. Is that the episode title?
It sounds great to me. My grandfather would be proud.
Oh, Laura, it's been such a pleasure. Really nice to meet you and have you here. Thank you so much for being a guest. And if people want to find you, where's the best place? Where do you like to send people as a first port of call?
One word is a great place to go. So LauraEastburn.com. It's Lara Eastburn, which is one of the village of Eastburn is where I'm going in the UK to visit the Eastburn Inn
Yeah, is there
Tavern.
one? And
Yes.
have you traced your name back to that village then? Is that where
Yes.
your ancestry comes from? That's so cool. In Yorkshire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. My
The
ancestors.
Quakers.
Oh, is it Quakers?
And
My
then we
ancestors.
and then we headed to Philly.
You what?
Uh, then we headed to Philadelphia, right?
Oh, Philly. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
um right before the American Revolution. So
Wow.
we
So
didn't fight, but we were the ones that did the laundry and carried secret messages.
oh, exciting.
Yeah, I love genealogy. And so my
Yeah.
husband's family is from Cardiff, so that's where we're gonna head
Oh,
that way as well.
oh, great. Oh, so if you come from Aberystwyth to Cardiff, you'll be coming past me.
Oh, good. Well, let's figure that out because yeah,
Yeah.
we're going straight from Eastburn to Stratford upon Avon,
Oh, yeah, nice. To this
and
Shakespeare vibe.
yeah, I'm a dork. I
No?
gotta, I
Oh,
gotta go. And then
it's great. It's
down
great.
to Cardiff, and then up to help me,
Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't speak Welsh, so the place names are as baffling to me as, well, I'm getting there. I'm getting better. We've been in Wales, what, 7 years now.
Mm.
So my little daughter is Welsh and the kids are learning Welsh at school, which is quite cool.
Oh, that's
They
wonderful.
come home singing songs in Welsh and it's really just
I adore that.
so beautiful. Yeah. Wales is an incredible country and I'm very happy to be here. I'm sure you're going to love it.
Okay, well, let's go hit up the pub for some sparkle water. The hubs will be having a beer.
You'll be on the sparkling water, will you?
Oh, no, I think I'll probably, win in Rome.
Oh yeah, good. All right. Lovely. Well, Lara, it's such a pleasure to have you. If you're curious about Laura's work, go to what's your website, lauraeastburn.com
That's
and
me.
/ one word was it
Yeah, one word, which is all one word.
for the mailing list. And it's
Yep,
non-transactional. You just get on there and then you get the good stuff straight to your inbox.
that's it. Once a month.
Amazing. All right. Well, Laura, travel well. Enjoy your trip. When you head out. I
And
hope
we'll
that.
see you soon.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Wonderful.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much for being a guest.
Thank you, Betty, so much.
Ooh, that was fun, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed it even half as much as I did. Really loved having Lara on. Really enjoyed that conversation. And like I said at the beginning, that connection, that conversation we had a few weeks back led to an in-person um, connection. And Laura and Drew came to visit and hang out with us, and we had the most fun. And I just love, like, this to me kind of says it all. This is what it's all about. It's like, we're humans behind these online businesses. We kind of forget that the other person is a human being. And I think it was when Tad came to Britain and he was asking for, the community, the marketing for hippies community, for like, who might host him, who might put him up. And then he came to stay with us, and that just blew my mind a little bit, because I'd been around all these very polished coaches, and I just had this sense that you have to charge everybody money for every minute that you're with them, and it just felt so weird. And then Tad coming here was like, oh no, yeah, you're just a human, just like me. And of course we're gonna stay in each other's homes and like hang out and play music, and just, yeah, very humanizing. And so that, the fact that Laura says speak human with the internet is like, let's just show our humanity to each other. Yeah. So I hope you feel inspired by that conversation. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions, by the way, of people you'd love to hear me interview, please do get in touch. You can email me, Betty at Betty Cottam Bertels, BERTELS.com. That's a kind of complicated name to spell. You can also go to True Wealth with Betty and just, there's a little chat box there. You can send me a message that way. That might be easier. Or actually, I think the podcast has got a new feature, which means you can maybe even send me, you could be the first person to try it out. There's like a direct messaging feature, I believe, that has just been added. So find me in whichever way you can. Send me a message. Tell me your recommendations. Who are the amazing people that you know of who you think would be a really good fit for this podcast? And if you can connect me with them, even better. All right. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for listening. And if you're curious, like, maybe just finally before I go, if you loved listening to Lara and you feel maybe a bit hesitant about distilling your message and putting your full spectrum personality out there, like, you're not alone. And this is really where my work comes in. So what I do is I help people. I'm a hypnotherapist, a mindset coach. And what I do is I help people to remove the blocks and obstacles they experience to doing their thing, which means doing it in this way, in this very human way, like showing aspects. People have all these fears around visibility. And I'm going to say with good reason, because maybe they were humiliated when they were younger. Like, unfortunately, we don't live in an enlightened society where everyone treats each other as enlightened human beings. So we end up traumatizing each other we end up being traumatized by just like a throwaway comment, maybe. I've had clients who developed this fear of visibility from having been on stage as a child in the school play, and just get comments getting misinterpreted, like telling them, coming off stage and saying, like, I would rather die than do that again. And then you end up, like, your subconscious mind is listening. And if you say things like that, I'd rather die than go on stage, or I'd rather die than speak in public, your subconscious mind will not let you do that. It will not let you speak in public, because that is too, it's not safe. You've told it it's a life-threatening thing. And it doesn't have a sense of humor. Your subconscious, excuse me. So it protects you, and then you end up with self-sabotaging patterns, and it gets complicated. But you know what? You can totally like simplify and make it all so much easier and clearer by just getting to the root of the problem. When you understand where these patterns come from or came from, where they got installed, these beliefs, you can literally just transform them pretty much overnight. It can be that quick and it can be that effective. So if you're curious to find out more about me and my work, my name is Betty Cottam Bertels, and you can find me at truewealthwithbetty.com. And there on my homepage, in a very non-Laura Eastburn way, you can sign up and get a free masterclass and be added to my email list. So instead of hers, which are non-transactional, mine is a little bit transactional. You get a 2-hour class and I get your email address, but you can also unsubscribe immediately. And, I'd invite you to do that if you're not interested in my work. But I'm, hopeful that you are. And I'd love to invite you into my little corner of the internet. All right, that's all from me. There's another amazing guest in the pipeline waiting for processing. It's summer holidays here now, so things are moving slowly. I'm hanging out with the kids and having a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll catch you next time. Sending you loads of love. Enjoy whatever's going on for you, and please don't be a stranger. Drop me a line, get in touch. If you want to book a gift session, you can do that also at my website, truewealthwithbetty.com. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.